Louisiana Beer Reviews, Special Edition number 41, Old Milwaukee Beer Revisited. Old Milwaukee Beer, introduced in 1955. Their tagline is America's best tasting beer. That's debatable, but they have won numerous awards with Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. The beer is maybe 4.6% alcohol. Their website is more or less a dead website now for this beer. They don't say anything about the beer. If you click on the section that says the beer, it just keeps rolling back to the part where you enter your birth date. It says Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company. Well, that company no longer exists. It's really Pabst Brewing Company. Pabst doesn't actually brew beer. They contract brew with people like Miller mainly, and also City Brewing. All right. This beer is not that popular around Louisiana. I bought it up in North Carolina or Virginia, somewhere like that. I think it was Virginia, yeah. Fredericksburg, to be exact. When you do see it around here, and it is around, it's either in the tall 16-ounce cans or these 12-ounce cans. It used to be in bottles, quart bottles. Haven't seen that in a few years. On occasion, in some very rare spots, you'll see it in 12-ounce bottles. It's sort of a dying brand, I guess. They ran some internet commercials with Will Ferrell last year. I don't guess that really helped the sales. I mean, if it was a vibrant brand, wouldn't you think the website would be functioning? I don't know if Pabst Brewing is really making it too well. I mean, look at Schlitz. They made a big push for that, but you rarely see that now. PBR is very popular, but that seems to be losing a little momentum. The PBR hipster crowd, they've moved on, I guess, to other things. I'm glad, really, because it'll bring the price back down. Well, you get a thick white head and a clear, very light straw, bubbly appearance, okay? This beer was introduced in 1955 as the budget Schlitz, the below premium level, and then Anheuser-Busch came out with their Busch beer to compete with this. But then Busch beer never was sold nationally until 1979. This Old Milwaukee was always a national brand. They also produced an Old Milwaukee Ice, which is even rarer than this. I figured I would have this with some vegetable soup, and I feel like I need to put some Munster cheese in it. Cheese with beef? Yeah, well, that's the way it goes in this house. All right, and I might as well put some Crystal hot sauce in there. I can't see where that would hurt anything. And since I'm doing all this, I can't see where adding black pepper would be a negative choice. And I already cut up some onions and bell pepper and threw it in there too. Let's check out the beer. This can design is from around 2008. They kept changing the can design for a while, and then they just put that out, and they haven't touched it since. All right, the aroma, sweet grain, which is barley malt with corn, probably corn syrup, and you know, you get that just stereotypical American style lager smell. The flavor is same thing. American style lager. Don't worry, I already said the blessing, in case you're wondering. I'm not just gonna eat the food without thanking the Lord for the food. Okay, it's hot. I don't have any crackers. That was a mistake. All right. Smart move to add those onions and bell pepper, I must tell you. The body is light and watery. Of course. And the finish is dry, crisp, clean, refreshing, super drinkable. I bought a 6-pack of this, and I'm sorry, a 12-pack of this when I was on the trip and on that road trip last week, and I had it on ice and I was drinking them, you know, off and on with some other beers on the trip. Mostly drinking it at the hotel, but anyway, it's the kind of beer that you really want iced down. It's best when it's really cold. I had it in the freezer. When you're drinking something like this, you do get some decent lacing around there. You may as well just go for the price. I mean, the only thing you really need to consider is price. Old Milwaukee is good if you like the style. I do like the style, always have since I started drinking beer in February 1996. It's easy drinking, it's light, you can drink a whole bunch. I don't ever really drink a lot, but in a single day, but you can if you want. It's not going to make you feel sick. It's as good as Budweiser, Coors, Miller High Life, Miller Genuine Draft, that draft version, Pabst Blue Ribbon, all of those type of National Bohemian, you know, the Pabst line of all the American style lagers. It's as good as the Michelob Golden Draft. Now, excuse me, it really isn't as good as the Schlitz, because Schlitz upped the ante in 2007 when they hopped up their beer. So Schlitz is as good as Milwaukee's Best or Keystone or Premium, the red can. And you can't really say it's as good as Michelob. You know, so the Michelob lagers are all malt, no barley, no corn or rice adjunct. And probably not as good as Budweiser. You know, Budweiser is so distinctive with that rice. I don't know, Budweiser has a little more distinctive flavor, but I mean, this is fine. It's not inferior to those others at all. Now, I'll talk about price. Now, you have to watch it. You don't want to go too low and get something like Beer 30 or Boxer Lager, one of those things. Or this guy in Maryland was trying to sell me. He said, oh yeah, if you like these kind of beers, we have this thing called Mountain Crest by Minhaus Craft Brewery. I said, stop. That is horrible. So when you get really low, you know, Mountain Crest, yeah, they had it for $9 a 30-pack, but they should have it for 90 cents a 30-pack. It's no good. It's not worth, really, if they gave it to you for free, it wouldn't be worth drinking. Where this is a credible beer, I mean, this is something that's respectable. That is not respectable. Why Rate Beer would give this a 0 out of 100, I can't figure that out. A 0 out of 100, even Boxer is better than a 0, although it's horrible. I mean, a 0 to me would be totally undrinkable, just horrendous. This is much higher than a 0, I can assure you. And then Beer Advocate saying poor. It's not poor, okay? Okay, I keep saying okay. But if you don't like the style, fine. But don't say it's terrible, it's a poorly made beer. That's a joke. For the style, American style light lager, it's an A, okay? It's a solid beer. There's no real negatives that you can associate with it. For beer overall, okay, you know, it's at least a B though. I mean, it's good. It's a good beer, so I'm glad I revisited it. I'm glad I bought the 12-pack. It was really nice to have on the trip. And so, super hot. Yeah, I have a lot of admiration for the brand. They say it doesn't get any better than this, or they used to say, well, it actually does get better than that. But it may not get any better than, with like the commercials, hanging out with your friends and having a good time. I can understand that, what they were saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, bon temps relay. This is a good classic beer. Go out and get some, because you might go to the store one day and it's gone. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.